Republican Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma is a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee. It is one of the congressional panels investigating Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. He joins us from Oklahoma City. Senator, good morning.
Good morning.
Where is your investigation, and who do you expect to call next?
Well, I won't say who we're calling next. We're pretty thorough in our investigation. We've already done about 36 witnesses already, and we'll continue to be able to work through the process consistently. We do have documents, as you just mentioned, from Michael Flynn that we're working through. We did initial subpoena of his personal records. His attorneys pushed back on that. We then went and subpoenaed his business records. We're getting those, and we're working through the process to get some of the personal records as well. And we're going to go wherever the facts go. That's been the key thing.
What are you looking for?
Wherever the facts go. Well, I would say we've got 3 key areas. Obviously, the most obvious one is what did the Russians do to try to interfere in our election? The second one is, was there any American that was involved in helping the Russians in their meddling into our election? The third one deals with classified documents and the leaking of those classified documents. So the FBI has an investigation. They're working on criminal probes. We're working on oversight of the FBI investigation, making sure they're seeing every document. They're going through everything thoroughly. We also have policy decisions that we've got to work through long term for the nation. So there's obviously a House investigation, Senate investigation, FBI investigation. We deconflict all the time between the 3 to make sure we're not stepping on each other, but we also are running independently.
You know, there are reports about Jared Kushner that he set up a back channel, that he wanted to set up back channel communications with Russia. And there are some calls for his security clearance to be reviewed. What do you think about that?
I think the security clearance has been reviewed. I think we'll work through the process to get the rest of the facts on it. We're asking all those same questions, and we'll work through the process together and work to be able to get direct information from him.
Do you think he should continue to have security clearance? Back last year when Hillary Clinton's security clearance, you called for her security clearance to be revoked while she was under investigation.
It was a very different type of investigation. We were dealing with classified documents that had been moved to someone's home versus an accusation to be able to have a conversation with someone during a transition time.
Do you see anything inappropriate about Jared Kushner trying to set up back-channel communications with the Russians?
We're trying to find out more of why for that. Again, the first question is, yes, it's entirely appropriate to be able to have communications with every government, especially the larger governments like Russia and China and others, to have some sort of ongoing communication. We're trying to figure out exactly why for him in particular was the reason to have back channel. It's one thing to have national security back channel. It's another thing for other individuals in the White House. So that's a very reasonable question. We're going to look to try to get clear answers.
And should you be doing it before you're in fact president and a senior advisor to a president who's already taken office?
Well, I think that's not a problem, actually. You know, I would expect every White House, while they're setting up and getting prepared, they're trying to develop the relationships and the conversations that they will have once the actual administration begins. You don't want anyone calling someone the very first day on January the 20th and saying, "Hi, my name is," we need to set up some sort of system and process. The difference in this one is it seems to be a back channel communication separate from normal communications. That's part of the question. But we should have ongoing communication, State Department, White House, others with multiple entities.
Senator, what bothers you most about all of this in terms of what you have seen and what you have heard and what you have read? What it is that bothers you?
Well, I would tell you there are several things that bother me on it. Number one is the Russians wanted to interfere in our election, and they seem to have created quite a stir and a chaos across the country. That was actually their initial mission, was to try to destabilize our democracy like they've worked to destabilize so many other democracies around the world. Second thing is, if there is any American that is engaging with a foreign power to try to affect our elections, that's a real problem. And so as those accusations come up, we've got to clear them up, both for the sake of the president and the presidency. Well, we've got to be able to resolve this issue long term and get the facts out. Right now, there are so many unnamed sources and so many accusations in so many places. This creates instability and churn in the United States. We need to get this resolved. And so for me, I'm glad that there's an independent counsel working directly with the FBI. I was concerned there'd be a separate independent counsel that would take much longer. Like you can recall the time during the Reagan administration, that was 6 years of an independent counsel. Let's keep moving on this. Let's get the actual facts out and let's get it resolved.
All right, Senator Lankford, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
You bet. Thank you.